Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Mind, Body, and Soul Organics by one of my favorite Black owned small businesses, female owned. Love her products. And I'm just putting on some of that Rosianna oil because I feel a little bit like my skin is parched. Child, y'all, look how it's doing me. Alright guys, so welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be, as the title states, is gonna give you guys an update to let you know where I've been, why I disappeared from most of my social media, and I am going to do my best to be completely real, raw, and authentic with you, despite the level of discomfort I might have in doing that. All right, so why did I stop posting videos, or why did I stop posting or making my videos public? Because I've still been posting videos, but I've not been posting them publicly. I've only been sending my tarot readings to the people that actually paid for the readings. And part of the reason why I stopped was because of the pressure from the people in my country. It's not always easy to be a waymaker or a pioneer. In fact, I don't think it's ever been easy for any pioneer, in the sense to say that you are actually being public about your claims of having psychic capabilities or abilities. In the Bahamas, it is a very tricky country because we are primarily a Christian nation. Sorry, I almost did the bunny ears. I don't want to be disrespectful. We're a Christian nation, and the minute you say something like, "Oh, I read tarot cards," you get the, "You do what? What do you do? Oh, that's not of God." And it's a very uncomfortable position to be in, especially if you are already a person that don't like attention. The only attention I like to get is the stuff that I want, like my dreams and my goals coming to fruition. I like doing stuff for me. I'm quite happy living in my own little introverted bubble. But for this time and season in my life, I think I'm also being called to be a little bit more in the forefront. Again, to be a pioneer. Now, some of you might know me from a previous career field that I operated in. And that career field was also, just give me a second, also one that was very much of a pioneering, so to speak, for my country. Some of you know me from The Cage, which was a cards, anime, games, and entertainment hobby store. I was a co-founder of one of the first Japanese otaku hobby stores in the Bahamas. I think it ran for about 8 years. We did really well. We held like contests. We were in schools. We had art clubs in Queens College. We traveled to conventions yearly. We produced a manga, or a, what do you call it? Yeah, you want to say a manga magazine. It was called Yebei magazine, and I think we ran that for 9 months. So I'm no stranger to being a pioneer in this country because I'm in the little old Bahamas. So for some of you, you may be like, "Oh, whatever. You did a magazine. You opened up an otaku store, okay?" But for the Bahamas, considering there was nobody else that had done that. Sure, we had game rooms, but there was nobody that dared to venture to actually produce your own manga, that dared to travel as a group nobody dared to actually invest in the youth. And the type of investment in the youth I mean is the ones that were considered outcasts, the ones that were considered nerds, the ones that the masses didn't necessarily get, the ones that were counted out. And for a very long time, that is what I did. The Cage, as well as my magazine and the embodiment of that. Even so, being a pioneer for something that was frowned upon in your country, because during anime may be popular now, but when we started that, do you know how many times we on a regular basis would have to explain to parents and peers that it's not being a geek or a nerd, and even so, if you were, then okay, whatever. And we had to kind of show them that it's just a safe space for people that were interested in an alternative form of entertainment in the Bahamas. So I'm definitely no stranger to pioneering. Not at all. Okay, some of your new faves were tutored and brought into the fullness of who they are today as a result of association and mentorship by me and the other founder of the Cage Club. So again, I'm no stranger to pioneering into new and uncharted territories, specifically for the Bahamas. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm pretty sure, in fact, I know there are other tarot readers or psychic light workers or whatever you want to call it here in the Bahamas. But I do know that within the last 5 to 6 years, I've not really seen them be very public with that. So about 3 years before I actually went public, I offered services in private to friends, and I got so much encouragement that it kind of just felt like it was time for me to take my services public. However, that was met with backlash. The backlash came from my family members, who immediately associated it with witchcraft and being evil and not being good. And then, of course, there were the ever righteous, never ever made a mistake, doesn't know what it is to be in sin warriors, Facebook warriors, who felt it appropriate to inbox me and ask me, are you okay? I mean, I just want to make sure you know what you're doing. So I was starting to get all of this pushback from people. Some I loved, some I could care less about, but it was pushback nonetheless. And it's not easy for me to be on the receiving end of negative attention when I work so hard to not be on the receiving end of attention from others, period. Simply because I don't see the value in it. I don't see the value in people who have never walked not even an inch in your shoes and probably could not even survive the things that you've been through, trying to offer you advice on what you should and should not be doing with your life. I just don't see the value in that. I even had people coming to me and, saying that, like I said, oh, it's of the devil. And when I explained, no, it's rooted in Egyptian mythology or history, or, it comes from that, the Kemet. And they're just like, oh, but that's not of God. And it's just so y'all celebrate Christmas, y'all celebrate Easter, y'all celebrate all of these pagan holidays that have been rebranded by the Roman Catholics in the name of Christianity. But you here to tell me that because I practice the ancient Egyptian art of divination, that I'm going to hell in a handbasket. If you got a picture of white Jesus up in your house on a cross, that's an idol. I guess we will be having tea with Satan together then. Because you can't be sitting here in that energy telling me, knowing straight and damn well that or perhaps not knowing that some of the things that you say is in the name of Christianity is truly not. You got to understand it was mixed in with some stuff. And so there was, like I said, complete strangers in some instances telling me that, you know, I'm wrong and it's wrong. And for me, I tend to want to not have to expend so much energy on explaining my perception on this thing called the art of divination. Even in the face of presenting them with biblical examples of magical arts or divination or the power of the Holy Spirit and where the gift of divination derives from, which is the Holy Spirit from my perspective. I know not all y'all believe in God or the Bible, and that's fine. That's your point of relativity and perspective. But mine's is the Bible. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Bible. But I also believe that we were given gifts of the Holy Spirit. And I believe, not just me, but a shit ton of us out there has the ability to divine things. So even in the face of presenting examples of this, you still get people telling you stuff that is just really ill-informed and also very disrespectful, because like I said, you don't know me, you know nothing of my life, you know nothing of the walk that I've had to do, you know nothing of my experiences. You didn't even understand my spiritual background, but these people came and they shared their perspectives in a very forceful way. And it just kind of completely caused me to draw back, because I'm like, I don't have any time for the drama. That bores me. And I also don't want to do that thing where you react in the face of it all. You know what I mean? So I got tired of the attention. That's what it was. I got tired of the attention. I decided to pull back because I value peace and prosperity over fame and attention, or being a keyboard warrior, going back and forth with people. It didn't make any sense. Now, I had somebody that said to me when I told them why I took my stuff down and why I'm backing away, they pretty much said to me that, you know, you can't allow people to dictate what you do. And while I agree with that, you also have to know yourself. And if you're arriving at a place where you feel like you've reached your limits, sometimes it's better to pull yourself out of this space where you feel as though you're going to be responding in a not so positive way, because we're all human and everybody has a limit and a breaking point. I felt like it is wiser sometimes to just adjust and move back and realign, as opposed to trying to push through the bullshit. So there was that. Then I also experienced 3 deaths in my family last year. Grief has a very funny way of gnawing away at your desire to socialize and connect with others. So for a very long time, I was actually grieving. And because I'm not a pretentious person, I couldn't come up here and just pretend to be happy and put up videos that are meant to inspire people, when I know full and damn well within myself that I was the one that needed inspiring and I was the one that needed uplifting and all that good stuff. And so there was that process. 2020 was a rough year. Okay, it was tough. But I just wanted to be my authentic self, and I hate being pretentious. I hate being fake, because I mean, a huge part of me really, truly just, I don't really care. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So if people don't accept me for who and what I am and how I come up on the internet and all that good stuff, it really doesn't matter to me. But again, dealing with the deaths and also dealing with the pushback from some people, you know, it was a bit too much for me. So I guess you can say ultimately I kind of came off of social media just to give myself the freedom and the room to grieve and process life as it was happening. I really do want to share. I want to share my gift. I want to be an inspiration. I want to be a ray of hope. I want to be there for people, and I want to walk in my divine purpose for this season in my life. But I felt at that time that I needed to just pull away because it was just too heavy. So one more reason, two more reasons I came off of social media. One, I was getting like strange messages from men. And it is a cultural thing. And some of the messages were just a little bit too pushy for me. And I guess that's probably why on my main Instagram page, you can't find any photos of me. I had to take them down because some of the DMs I was getting was just a little bit too much. Some people recognized me from my other career, and, you know, they were trying to pursue things or start conversations in a light that had nothing to do with what my brand was about. Again, it's a cultural thing and people not understanding boundaries. And so it was just way too much to go through. I wanted to pull back. I got tired of the attention. And again, I typically don't even enjoy being in the limelight. Not so much, even though I know I do well on television or in front of people. I do well. People tend to listen. People tend to find themselves engaged. I get that. It's just, it takes up so much energy sometimes to have to just deal with the consequences of being in the limelight. So that was the other reason that I came down. I needed to heal. You know, I needed a safe space to not also have to battle outside demons while dealing with some of the things that was going on in my world internally. So I think that covers everything as to why I came down. So where am I headed right now with this channel? Hopefully I'm going to be back on the posting at least once a week, doing more card pulls, doing more tarot readings, sharing videos as I'm led to, and also, as I said, being a little bit of a pioneer in the Bahamas for this sort of, I want to say, niche or lifestyle. And hopefully it inspires people to understand that maybe your path is not like the traditional one. Maybe people don't understand you. But if you truly feel as though that is what you are being called to be and do, and if you're not harming people in the process, because I feel like I need to add that disclaimer, not just because you feel aligned to something means that it's something you should do. If it's going to be destructive in that it harms others, then maybe your alignment is going against the collective consciousness and what the world needs. And I know that's a little bit of a hard pill to swallow sometimes, because some of us just want to hear that you should do what you want to do, but that the world don't work that way. You got to make sure you're not harming others in the process. But if what your truth is not harming anybody, then live your truth. Okay? So yeah, as I said, I feel like the direction my channel is going to go in is I'm going to be posting more. I still need to find a way to get comfortable to be on IG and posting, because Instagram, so much more people are on Instagram. And like I said, you get the weird messages that has nothing to do with business and is like, I don't have time for this, and you're not going to do that to me today. But yeah, guys, that is what it is. That is where I'm going. Hopefully, like I said. And yeah, this is going to end my update. Now you know where I've been. Now you know why I dropped off of YouTube, and you also now know what you can expect from me going forward. So I just want to say light and love to each and every one of you that actually watched this video. Until the next one, remember guys, to always vibrate higher. Bye.